Yes, my people, welcome to another episode of Ask the Fans, and we are starting here today at the studio because I want to speak to some of the regulars, and then we're going to head to the ground and ask the fans today's big question. Do Arsenal have a discipline problem? And this is in light of, obviously, Thomas Partey returning on Thursday night but getting red carded on Thursday night in the Carabao Cup semi-final. We also saw Xhaka get red carded the week before. That is now the 14th red card under Mikel Arteta. That is a worrying sign in itself. We also had problems with Matteo Guendouzi, Saliba. We saw Xhaka lose his captaincy. We saw Aubameyang lose his captaincy. Players turn up late to training and matches. This is where it poses the question, is there a discipline problem? And I want to quickly move forward onto Thomas Partey's statement, which I think, for me, is unnecessary. He got red carded as part of the game. People get red carded. There's instances that happen. I feel like we live in a society now where everything needs a statement. And I'm going to read what he said here, and it should be coming up on your screen right now. It says, I'm responsible for anything that happened and will take all the critiques. I should be more intelligent, not get in a challenge already booked, but this is my personality. I like to fight for every ball. I love this club and I love my country. Even though things sometimes don't happen how I wanted, I would continue to work harder and make things right. I came back with the mentality to make myself available for the team to get to the final, but it did not happen as planned. I will continue to give my all when I am on the field of the play because this is my life and this is what I choose to do. I'm not happy with all that happened yesterday and at the AFCON, but I understand only with hard work, things will change. So I will continue to work hard to change this. Thanks, Thomas Partey. I think I'm not the one to blame him. He got thrown in. I don't think he affected the game. I don't think he needed to play. But again, it goes to him being sent off and it does pose the question. So we're going to go down and speak to people around the stadium and here at the studio. Do Arsenal have a discipline problem? We want to hear from you. So let us know in the comments and let's see what everyone has to say. Let's go. Come on. All right, Rob, let's talk. Do Arsenal have a discipline problem at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah?
We do. Was it 14 red cards under Mikel Arteta since he joined? Something's wrong, you know what I mean? And it's always senior players as well. And the majority of them have been senior players. I mean, Thomas Partey, senior player. Xhaka, he's probably responsible for half of those cards, you know what I mean? Senior player. I remember when Pepe got sent off that time for that headbutt at Leeds, you know what I mean? These guys are experienced international players, and we're not talking about little young kids that, you know, don't know better. So there's something up. Well, I don't know. I saw Thomas Partey's statement and he's saying that, you know, sometimes he's overcommitted. And yeah, it was overcommitted, but it's stupid. I mean, and, you know, I don't think some of those senior players are setting a good example, you know, when they're doing these things. And the other thing as well is that you're never going to, you know, if you was to look at, which I haven't done, but if you was to look at the stats regarding teams that go down to 10 men, I bet you find that, like, you know, probably 80 to 90% of the times they don't win the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? The best you can hope for is a draw. Like at Liverpool the other day, try and hold on for a draw. You know, so going down to 10 men is something, you know, red cards, stupid yellows, giving away stupid penalties is something that we've got to cut out of our game immediately if we're going to have any chance of getting into the top 4 this season.
Okay, you mentioned the statement there. Was that necessary? Was it needed from Thomas Partey? That's such an official statement considering, you know, he was supposed to be on the bench ready for insurance, but he come on and obviously got red carded.
No, you know what, respect, you know what I mean? You know, we want players, a lot of times we want to know that they are hurting or they were upset by certain actions that they took. So the fact that he's come out and done a statement, I applaud him for that, you know what I mean? You know, just don't do it again. Don't do it again, or, you know, or just don't have to be doing repeated statements like Granit Xhaka, you know what I mean? But sometimes I think it is a good thing for them to come out and just say to people that, listen, hold my hand up, I'm sorry. Because sometimes I think when you do that, that kind of kills it, you know what I mean? That kind of make people see that you're sorry and say, okay, we'll move on. But we've got to cut this out. Yeah, we really got to cut it out.
Definitely, he took a lot of the blame. He said, "Give me all the critiques. It's my opinion. I wanted to play." So fair enough. And let me just finish up with. You spoke about the experienced players kind of get red carded. We spoke about Pepe's and the Xhakas and even Aubameyangs and David Luiz when he was signed here at Arsenal. What needs to happen? Does Arteta need to cut these players out and find them more or a bit more harsher? Because I feel like he's done a really good job of kind of getting his laws down, but. Still, we're getting red cards, and you know, there's people still.
Is there too many laws? Is there too many? I don't know. You know what I mean? There's some things not quite right there. You know what I mean? I think sometimes it's a matter of players keeping a cool head. Yeah. You know, some of the sending offs that we've seen. You know, the Pepe one. Keep a cool head. You know, players are going to wind you up. The Granit Xhaka various ones. You know what I mean? Keep a cool head. all right, we know, with Jota the other day, we know you're sort of the last man, but it's very early in the game. Think about that. You know what I mean? Even if he does go through, is he necessarily going to score?
Yeah.
If he does score, if we've still got 11 men on the pitch, we've got a chance. At City, you know you can't go down to 10 men at those places. So it's the senior players need to display a cooler head. Yeah. They haven't been doing that, and they've been letting the team down. And as I said, when you go down to 10 men, you don't win games.
Yeah, I do think that they do. You can't get, free sending offs. Like when you look at it, I don't see other teams with 3 sending offs a season. We've got 3 in a week, or 3 in the last 3 games. Yeah. It's not acceptable, and it's causing us problems. Didn't cause us a problem last night as far as the result was concerned, but it's caused us a problem for the next game. Xhaka getting sent off caused us a problem for the Liverpool game, and Gabriel, the Nottingham Forest game. So, I definitely think that there is.
Do you worry about, obviously, it's not never the youngsters, it always seems to be the senior players and experienced players that are getting red cards?
Well, that's a great point. That is a great point, and it is the experienced players, and that makes it even worse. Especially when you've got a booking. You've played, I've played. If you've got a booking, you would take it to the line. Yeah. But once you knew you'd been booked, you have to rein it in. Now, these are experienced players doing it, And I think Mikel, he certainly gets on things with other disciplinary stuff. He's got to get onto this now. At times, I think the referee in his I don't know if you noticed it yesterday when Martinelli was running at the goal just before they scored. Milner tries to do him with a real bad tackle, real bad. Nothing done. And we do seem to pick up easy yellow cards when other teams do. For instance, the free kick yesterday, which Lacazette hit the bar with, that's a booking. But he lets him off. Yeah. Then when we do something like that, the book comes out. So I think Mikel said something about that yesterday. But ultimately, when you do get booked, you've got to use your noddle a little bit. And if it was a young player, look, Vieira used to do it when he was, but he learned. Yeah. He learned. When he was 20, 21, he was doing it. By the time he was 28, 29, not so many. We've got players, Xhaka, Partey now, that are experienced.
Yeah. I want to quickly just round up by saying, I don't know if you've seen the statement from Thomas Partey, but he did a big apology official statement. Was it necessary? Was it needed? Is the game going like this too far? Like, red cards do happen at the end of the day, and he got forced in.
No, I don't think he should do that. I think maybe it was a little bit more, because he's gone out of the AFCON as well. Yeah. I think maybe something to do with that. But I don't think that you need to justify, that. I think if you've done a silly one like an headbutt or you punch someone or lose your temper, I think then you've got to apologise. But 2 bookings can happen. But it's football. Yeah. But it's in the gods of the referee as well. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes they could perhaps let it go. Again, he could have let that go yesterday, but it is a yellow card. So no, I don't think they should be apologising for things like that. Just make sure we don't do it again.
Okay, let me ask you. So, sure. Arsenal, do we have a discipline problem?
Well, I think it's 50-50 really. I mean, in some respects, we're trying to fight. Yeah. In the course of fighting, we're giving away a lot of red cards, a lot of yellow cards and such. So I can understand, because I think Arteta's putting him under pressure, a lot of pressure. So I think that might be the reason why you've seen a lot of yellow cards, a lot of red cards and such. But if I'm being honest, I think we do need to sort of rein it back a little bit. Rein about all this, because we're sort of there in the top 4 right now. We're sort of nearly there to get into the top 4. And when you're seeing all these sort of red cards, it would cost us at the end. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I think Arteta needs to sort of have a strong word with these players. I mean, I can understand why they're giving these fouls, because they want to get in there, they want to fight and all that stuff. But I think Arsenal right now need to sort of rein it back. If they can get these sort of players that they're after, then we can sort of organise and reset and just start again. So
is it down to Arteta to then, once he gets these new players, to kind of set the precedent, like listen, we don't tolerate this, because I think he did it with Aubameyang when he was late, and he's trying to kind of implement these things, but still we are picking up loads of cards, and I don't know if the discipline's at the right level right now.
It's very, very difficult. It's tough call. It's very, very tough call, because people are fighting.
Yeah, they're fighting for the win. They want to win.
It's a top 4 fight, man. You know what I mean? But with Xhaka now, he's on a different level. You know, he's giving away these ridiculous fouls, penalties and all that stuff there. So I'm not really sure with Xhaka. I mean, he needs to my opinion, he needs to move on and go to wherever, Roma or wherever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't really care about Xhaka. But in terms of like, what's his name last night? Partey.
And quickly, just on that before you go into it, he released a statement of an apology for getting his 2 yellow cards. Do you think that's necessary that he needs to put an apology
No, I
out?
don't think it's necessary. I mean, he was tired. He just came from bloody AFTV. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the guy needs a little like leeway. I mean, he couldn't have said no, I don't want to play.
Yeah.
But he wanted to come and fight for the club. Do you know, and come on. I mean, it's understandable he might get a red card, but in the same way, he needs to sort of like think this is the final. This is a cup fight. Sorry, a cup semi-final. So he's got to really sort of like, you know, think of all these things. So Arteta's really got to, you know, stamp his feet
And say,
listen, you lot, just calm down, man, and chill.
Okay, bro, let me ask you, is the discipline a problem at Arsenal at the moment?
100%, man, especially with Xhaka. How many times is he able to get away with it? I feel like because every manager keeps selecting him for some sort of reason and they see something in him in training and they keep playing him, you know, he got removed off the captaincy and then he became captain again. You know, he set an example for the younger players and the senior players, apparently with Partey as well.
Yeah. You see, Partey released a statement to apologise for the 2 yellow cards. Do you think that was needed? It was necessary for him to be doing big apologies for that?
I mean, no, but I feel like if you're guilty, you apologise kind of thing. If it was a simple mistake, you know, 2 red cards in 3 minutes is ridiculous, man. So, I mean, at least he's given a statement which shows that he cares. Xhaka's been doing it for a while. He ain't been doing no statements, so you know what I mean. So,
And then lastly, then, is it the senior players that you feel like they're letting us down? Because the youngsters don't seem to be getting, you know, red cards or turning up late to training and whatnot.
It goes down to who cares. The youngsters care, you know. Most of them come from Highland Academy, you know, Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka. You know, you can see they're playing with their hearts on their sleeves. It's the other guys where, I don't know, man. Is it because they're coming to the club because it's London, or
is it a money thing, or
is it a money thing? Yeah, do you get it? So,
do Arsenal currently have a discipline problem?
Just really Xhaka. Every week can always guarantee a booking.
So it's just Xhaka for you. It's more the experienced players then?
Aye,
Yeah?
definitely.
Okay, obviously Thomas Partey on Thursday got his 2nd yellow and got left the field. He released a statement saying that he apologised for everything, letting the team down and whatnot. Do you think it was needed? Because red cards happen in football.
No, it was definitely not needed, but him being away at AFCON and stuff, I just don't think he was ready to be in the match.
Yeah. Okay.
Aye.
Oh yeah, all good.
Aye, that's all.
And then lastly, just quickly before we actually end up, Arteta, can he get hold of this discipline problem? Is there anything that he can do, do you think, that can kind of stop these players, you know, turning up late, getting red cards?
No, I don't think Arteta's a man.
Okay.
I think it's more of an attitude problem from a couple of players, personally.
Yeah. The senior players for you, or the youngsters as well? What sort of players are you saying? The players that have left, that are still here, the olders or the youngers?
Well, I do feel like we lack seniorship.
Yeah.
From the team, from the squad.
Okay. Thomas Partey got red carded obviously on Thursday night, and he released a statement this morning saying, "Look, I apologise and forgive me. I just want to fight for the club." Do you think the apology and the statement was needed?
I didn't feel like it was needed, but I respected the apology. I thought it was a real good apology, much better than Xhaka's apology. But I don't think it was needed. But out of respect, I rated it.
Okay.
And obviously, I seen it come struck in the AFCON, and then last night. Obviously, that's what happens. Big players, they own up to it, and we're going to look forward to move on from it.
Okay.
So I rated it, I respected it.
Fair enough, I respect it as well. Let me ask you about Arteta. Is there any way he can kind of get hold of this, I don't know, the red cards that keep happening? Because it's the 14th red card that we've had since he's been the manager.
Yeah, so maybe going back to your last question, maybe it is a bit of the senior players need to take more of responsibility, and hopefully we can improve.
So that's a wrap for this episode of Ask the Fans. Now it's time to hear from you guys. Again, you know what to do. Get in the comments and let me know. Do Arsenal have a discipline problem? It's a tough one, it really is. It is mainly the senior players that we have to look at. But what do you do? What's the solution for it? Let us know, and don't forget to like on your way out and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Ask the Fans.